Hello, guys.
Hello, Doris.
I'm Doris.
And I'm Baraka.
And
Yeah.
I'm Cheptile.
Hey.
So
Mbona
tunataka
wajiintroducing
tuanze.
na surname yako?
Because Cheptile is Cheptile.
Yeah, Mungu is Mungu.
Aya, nataka tuanze sasa. So, venye tu
Ni mimi
tuliongea.
ndo
Wewe ndo
naanza.
naanza. Aya. So, intake mali constant high five.
I said, dandelion, dandelion, that one's so pretty. I said, dandelion, dandelion, that one's so pretty. She said, child, that one's not a flower.
Welcome to another episode of It Pricked. It's a rose by yours truly, none other than Doris Wanyagia. So in today's episode, as you can see, yes, today we're also doing a video.
Yeah.
As you can see, I have on set two gentlemen, Baraka and Cheptile. But I've introduced you, but I want you to introduce yourself once more.
My name is Baraka.
And I am Cheptile.
Yes, who is Baraka, who is Cheptile?
I'm an actor. And I'm also a student.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheptile is also a student and a thespian.
A thespian.
Thespian.
And Doris Wanyagia is at It Pricked, it's a rose. So today's episode, we're going to be talking about some issues that affect us directly, whether knowingly or unknowingly. So we're going to be tackling depression, fear, anxiety, and stress.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with any of these terms or
Yeah,
all of
we're
them?
familiar with
We're
them.
familiar, of course, we're human and we go through all
We've
these
also
things.
gone through them. We'll share some of our experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
So,
familiar.
yeah, but not depression.
Depression.
So anyway,
Yeah.
we'll start with anxiety.
Yeah.
What do you define anxiety as? What is anxiety? What brings about anxiety? But before we go to anxiety, I'd like to say this. I think Doris, as a person, I was not aware of these things formally, like the anxiety, depression, stress. I've come to read of these things in books. And I think that is also a contributing factor. You might not know of an existence of something, but the moment you read about it, it might influence you. You gain it, or you find yourself in such a situation.
Yeah.
So that is me in terms of anxiety. I'm not saying that I have anxiety, but I had no idea there was something like anxiety.
I also never knew I had depression until I read about it. Ndo
Yes.
nikajua, yeah, this is depression. Yeah.
Cheptile.
Depression, not unless I've not realized if I've been, but
Like you need stress. Okay, stress is also something common.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure, it is.
So I'll define anxiety. I think anxiety is excessive thinking of the future.
Yeah, thinking of the future.
So any different definition?
I also want to agree with that. And also, when you think about the future, it also adds up to overthinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Overdoing.
Overthinking.
Then you end up getting fear.
Yeah, you're afraid.
Yes.
Maybe about the exams. Kama kati tuko nayo leo.
So you're having anxiety.
Anxiety, like intense, persistent worry and fear about something.
Yes. So these are the things that find us in our daily lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of
So
course.
that is anxiety.
Yeah,
So
it's
it leads to overthinking, overdoing, and it's actually excess thinking of the future. Like there are some people who feel like I have desires, I want them. Like I'm not even sure I have a plan on how to work it out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'll figure it out in the way, but I'm sure I want to get to this place. But because I don't have a plan as to how I can get there, that now leads to giving me anxiety.
I also feel like in a growing stages, it starts from you thinking about it, then you're stressed, and then you're depressed.
Progressive.
Yeah.
Progressive.
It grows gradually.
Bro, have you been there?
He said he read about it.
Yeah, I read
Yes.
about it. Yeah.
So it is opposite of gratitude in short.
Yeah.
Because I think gratitude is appreciating current moment. So before thinking of the cat, you should be appreciating. At least I've been attending classes.
Reading, of course, not unless
Writing
you're not
notes.
writing notes.
Yes, but if you do not have that gratitude, definitely you'll overthink, overstress, and then you acquire anxiety. Yes, but now how come, what if I just found out right now that I have anxiety from our definition? How do I deal with it?
Oh, that is a very good question.
How, like, at what point am I supposed to pick it up that okay, I have anxiety? Okay, yes. So what do I do about it?
I think the first step is accepting it. Vile tu umesema. Just accept that I have anxiety and this is something that needs help. Maybe you can talk to a friend. Unaweza kuja kwa Doris, you see. Unamwambia Doris, I think I have anxiety. And maybe sharing it with you, you might help me. Problem shared.
Half
Solved.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So I think also in the same way you plan for the future, like don't over worry about it. Like cultivate gratitude. Like in every step of your way, learn that tomorrow is there, yes. It will have its hurdles, like you began, that without fear, it means that life will not be a hurdle anymore. So appreciate current, appreciate right now, so that even if you have something coming tomorrow, you'll be ready for it. Whatever comes its way, it's okay. Like, I'm ready for you. I won't have anxiety, but I'm very ready for you to deal with you. Yes. Also, I think do it. Do it anyway.
Just do it.
Do it anyway.
Do it.
Baraka, go do your cut.
I'm going to do my cut.
Do it. Even with the zero content, but go with 100%.
I have content. Zero content. 100%.
Confidence.
Exactly.
Be optimistic.
Yes, definitely. Navigate through it.
Yeah.
Like, life will kick you. Hatutakudanganya, ati hakuna shida.
Yeah. I can give a very good example. There is a time I was doing a voiceover and I never knew what I'm supposed to do. So I am afraid. I am stressed. Have you ever been in that moment? Maka mikono ina sweat now. Unapanguza hivi.
Like, you're sweating, you don't know what you're going to do, but people know you can do it.
Yeah.
Mimi?
Me?
Munanijua kweli?
Okay. Are you sure?
Then you do it.
Then you do it. Now you're like, okay, kumbe I would have just been confident at the first step and just do it.
Did it.
Yeah.
And you did it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then I
And
did.
also, do not stagnate at a point. Like, don't let, as much as we are saying that anxiety is brought about by being over ambitious, like overthinking the future, do not allow yourself to stagnate.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell yourself that because I have anxiety, maybe I'll have to stick to this point. I've only acquired one piece of achievement, maybe a certain thing I did,
And
but then you're not
content.
Yeah.
You need to like set goals, have all these things planned for. What are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? Don't just be there, umekaa, oh, I have anxiety. I can't be thinking about the future.
Yeah, and you're there consoling yourself.
Yeah,
I don't want to get anxiety.
Yeah.
I won't overthink. No, like you have to think. Thinking is the aspect that brings about change. Like, okay, we're supposed to think. Just don't overthink. Without thinking, it means that you won't plan for tomorrow. You'll be poor.
Definitely.
You'll live an average life, which nobody wants to live.
You said poor, and then I remember there's a podcast I was listening. You did, I think the last one. And you were telling us about planning for the future and investing.
Yes.
Yeah, that is very important.
Very important.
Yes.
Very important.
And I heard someone say that your future self is watching you right now through memories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So think, plan what you want to achieve.
Exactly. And then, learn to talk about these things.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that is why we are gathered here.
Yeah, we
Three
are
of
sharing.
us. We're talking about it. So that if I listen, if I talk to someone, like, was it you, Baraka or Cheptile, who said, talk to people?
I am the one who said, talk to people.
Yes.
Just share it.
Yes.
Through sharing, this is why I said it. Through sharing, you can come and maybe realize that I'm not the only one who's going through this. There is someone else out there who's going through this, and maybe I can help them the way
I've learned to help myself.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Because in a world where we glorify only the good things, the nice things, happiness, living good life, like it's the same world where we will support each other. Like when I'm suffering, you're there to hold my hand. When I'm there, you are there to help me. So yeah, we learn to live by coexisting. That is by talking.
Yeah.
And if in any case you can, please get a therapist.
Yeah.
It ain't a big deal. Like isi shidati unafaa uavoid, usijifanye mnomare
Yes,
hapa.
you are human. Everyone is
Yes,
human.
Yeah.
very human.
Yeah.
And to get to it, you have to overcome all this, and that is, I think, anxiety for me. Yeah. So unless you feel I've left anything on anxiety, we can move to fear.
Yeah, we can move to fear.
Yes. So you said that it progresses, like it's fear.
Yeah, it's gradual.
Yeah, it's
You're first you're afraid, and then when you're panic in that moment of panic, now you get stressed, and that is where you develop depression.
when you get anxiety
Yeah,
first, then
depression. Yeah.
So let's go to fear. What is fear? Like, okay, kuna fear. There's fear that one for snakes. Yes. But I think fear for me, it is the unpleasant feeling that is actually triggered by a perception of danger, or maybe real. It might be real or imagined, but it is triggered by a perception, like of danger. Iwe ni ukweli ama ni uongo. Like the same way for anxiety, we are saying that over planning or feeling the future you're not well invested, then you find yourself that it might not be real, but it is bringing a certain emotion in you.
Yeah.
And that emotion,
it's being projected.
yes.
Yeah.
Into fear now.
Fear now.
Yes. So you find yourself, there's fear. But fear is in the mind.
It's what you imagine.
It's like what you imagine.
And
it's a feeling.
Exactly,
that's how I can say it.
Yes, it is like, okay, fear will lead you to do many things because it is in the mind. And you know, there's a book a friend of mine was reading, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. You know, your mind is your subconscious mind is very powerful. The same way we learn about the second mind, that the second mind can block you from making a decision because at the back of your mind there's something telling you, oh, wewe hata uwezi, oh, wewe hata simnoma. Then you have
it keeps pulling you
back. The enemy of progress.
Yes, you have a cut here, you know you have the answers, but then there's something at the back of your mind telling you,
right to Kenya.
Exactly. That is
I saw something on Twitter. Someone was asking, ati can a Kenya be used in another country?
See what you did there.
So
you have an exam. You're supposed to be confident. You're supposed to go and do it, but you're afraid.
Yes, there's something that telling you, si uko na Kenya.
Uko na toa. Na lecturer anapita.
Lecturer ako pale.
Unasema unaanza kusweat. Unaangalia kufanya hivi. Unaangalia
all of a sudden uko sawa na ulikuwa sawa. So that is fear that leads you to do such things. But then what are the causes of fear? Like we're talking about fear in terms of life. Like leave alone the fear of snakes. That is natural
that
fear.
is natural fear.
But there is this fear. Like there are some people who have something they call fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown.
The Cold War. Something that it is just in your mind. You feel you don't have the ability to do something. You're just afraid.
Something that you desire to do, but you cannot do it. Something is holding you back in that sense. For example, let me just try and umuuliza, what are some of the things that cause fear?
Yes.
I'll give you my own personal example. I am afraid of failure. Being an actor, ukienda kwa stage, people expect you, okay, when you listen to my voice, you're like, okay, this guy is good. Now, when you don't deliver towards that, you're like, okay, I'm supposed to go on stage. Okay, breathe in. Breathe out. Now you don't know what to do. So that failure is one of the reasons why it's something that can bring about that fear. I am afraid of failure.
That point is strong. No, hata si tumenyamaza.
Hadi kumekuwa na calmness.
Eloquence.
Cheptile, what is this that you fear so much? Like, hii unajua kama ya Baraka ni failure.
Mine is failure.
I don't know how people will categorize this after listening, but I think what I fear is okay, we are humans.
Yes.
We live and people know us. There are people who know us, and they know their expectation that they expect us to meet.
Yeah.
So when you know these people know where you can meet, where you can reach, and you don't reach any unaona, hey, these people expect me to
expectations
to be somewhere,
of people,
to be there, and unaona,
expectations.
say what their confidence is it's too much than yours. And it kidogo inaku like unaogopa tu, maybe I can't reach there. What will they afikiria
nitakuwa nimwaangusha.
That is a point.
Yeah, I get. And it is there actually, by the way, because I think some people will hear of Cheptile, like back home where you're from, then they'll be like, hey, our guy is in KMC. We expect to see him on our screen.
Mtu wa TV, mbona wako kwa news? My mama asha TV. I'm a student.
Exactly, I get. So that is also a very big cause of fear.
Is there something you're afraid of?
Me? Hey, I'm afraid of failure, let me tell you. That is why I think I do everything and anything as long as I can do it to my level best. Because I think, anytime I think I will fail, or maybe I'll try in the coming 5 years, I'll live an average life. No way. Not me.
Not you.
No, I don't think there is anyone who would want to be associated with failure.
Nobody.
I don't think there is anyone who's like proud. I'm a failure. There is
Hakuna. In fact, anybody who is a drunkard out there and they are failure to their family, at the back of their mind at the end of a long day after they are drunk and then they have become sober once more, they're like, but I'm failing my family. Lakini nitakunywa tena. They will console themselves.
I have a friend of mine, anasemanga hivi, every time he's drunk, money is never my problem. Money is never my problem. So we're like, okay, is this a fear? Is this so? But the more I get deeper into this topic, the more I try to understand him. So you see, this is the importance of sharing.
Yes. Now you're getting to understand your friend.
So you see, the importance of this kind of podcast.
Yes. Okay, so another cause of fear, I think, is also imagined events. There's some events that are created in your mind. Like you create a scenario in your mind. Like probably, let me take a sample example of... probably a student has already imagined sitting at an exam, failing, doing a supplementary, repeating the year in the mind, my friend.
And you're still a first year.
Yeah, and they imagine all these things and now they absorb them as reality as they happen.
I mean, unajipia pressure. Bure. But then there's also real environmental dangers. Hizi nza ukweli. Like pressure kama ya masomo, hii ni fear ya ukweli. Hadi hizi fear of failure, this is real.
I feel there is a pressure when you're at a good example. Your parents have paid for your fees.
Yes.
Umekuja shule kusoma. And what you're doing day in, day out is getting high, getting lit. And you're not doing anything in regards to studies whatsoever.
Yes.
That is like, okay, am I going to fail my parents?
Am I going to fail my parents?
The thoughts are replaying.
They're playing in your mind. Those kind of situations in Akuja. Now you start feeling guilty.
Yes, I get. I think, but all in all, there are some fears can also be a symptom of mental health conditions, such as social anxiety disorder, panic disorder, post-stress and traumatic disorders. So those it can lead PTSD. It can lead to an extreme situation. So to take care, like to prevent that extreme point, it's all in your mind. Fear is all in your mind. Do this, talk about it, manifest good things in your mind.
Yeah.
Like I have a guy I read on Instagram. Yeah, Rob Hills.
I think I came across his account at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy, like, he tells you, like, these things are in here.
Yeah.
You want to do anything, it's in here.
Yeah.
You're afraid of something, it's in
in
here.
here.
So control in here, and whatever you'll be outputting will be very constructive,
Yeah.
very positive.
Whatever you feed your mind
Mhm.
is who you are.
Yeah.
That is what I would say.
Yes.
Garbage in, garbage
Garbage
out.
out.
If you feed your mind fear,
Mhm.
well, what do you expect to do?
You will manifest. Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Like, no excuse, no one to know.
Yeah.
I think that is basically it about fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fear.
Yeah, so then there's depression. So anxiety, stress, fear will lead you to
Yeah,
depression.
depression.
And what is a depression? What is depression?
If you ask me
Mhm.
what is depression, this is
Mhm.
how I understand depression. Depression is a state that you're in. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to tell someone. At some point, you don't even know you are going through depression itself.
Mhm.
Just like you said, you didn't know you're going through depression
Yeah.
until you read
Until
about
I read that.
depression, and
They're like,
they
I
were
have
matching.
these conditions.
Yeah, I have this condition and there is something I
Mhm.
need to change.
Mhm.
When you look at the signs and symptoms and all those things that are there's a site that I was going through
Mhm.
the other day that helped me. It's called betterhelp.com. When you go there and you read about it, utaona some of these signs and symptoms. You guys should also go and see them.
So you tell us.
Tuambie.
Unataka
Hey,
niwaambie?
you're here for us. Like,
Yeah.
because depression is a constant feeling of sadness, loss
Loss of appetite or
yes,
overeating.
yeah, interest.
Sometimes you lose interest
Mhm.
with something that you really loved.
Yeah, your normal
You're-
activities are no longer normal.
You're not active.
Yeah.
Umekaa tu umeboeka. Someone comes and talks to you and be nimba. Unisumbue.
Like a depressed person is just always low and cycless.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not with,
Yes.
Ana hataki kufanya anything.
And
Ako tu.
actually, depression most of the time, I think it gets to people that are active, because you'll note
Yeah.
a person was so hyper, was so active. All of a sudden, I'm like, Cheptile. These days, you're not even greeting me. You used to
Something,
greet
something.
me 3 times a day. What is wrong?
You-
All of a sudden, this guy used to sing for us.
Yeah.
He's not singing.
Mhm.
Then you ask him, what is it? Vibe imeisha tu.
There's-
Vibe.
There's something
There's
behind
something
the vibe.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Mhm.
Cheptile is my best friend, by the way, kama hujaijua.
Mhm.
And every time I'm viewing my status in my contacts, I'm like, okay, there is this friend of ours. He's going through a hard time. Najui. We just need to go and talk to them. And when you go and share with them some of our stories,
Mhm.
wanatuambia, manze, mimi niko fiti.
Mm.
They won't tell you.
They won't.
In
True.
fact, they
In fact,
reassure you.
I'm okay.
Mm.
Mi niko poa.
Ni nini shida? Me, I'm very much okay.
Niko fine. Kwani wewe unaonaje? Wewe unaona nini kwa
Unaona kama niko
Mimi
na
niko
shida?
fine, I'm good.
But in real sense, these people are going through a hard time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very true. You've talked about viewing your friend status. Let us go back to that. So apparently, guys, a lot of people claim that their status is just for showbiz. But let me tell you something, guys. I think you can tell what a person
Yeah.
is undergoing through their
Their
status.
status.
What
They'll call
they're
it
putting.
memes. They'll call it quotes.
Uh-huh.
But huyu mtu ako depressed.
Yeah,
Ako na
it
kitu.
is true.
Ako na shida.
Apple, that is very true.
Yes.
Very true.
And dare ask one of them, wanarukanga.
Wanaruka.
Mimi ni
They'll
memes
never
tu.
accept.
Kwani sita post memes?
Ni memes.
Ati
Ah.
easy meme, by the way.
At time, by the way, your time walikubali.
Yeah.
Walikuwa wasema easy meme by
Easy
the
meme,
way.
by the way. That is denial.
Yeah, they don't accept
Yeah,
that
they
is
live
that,
in
or maybe
denial.
they don't know. Okay, we can't judge. We do. They don't know. Maybe they don't want to accept they're there, and maybe they know they're there and they don't want to share out.
Or maybe they don't know.
Maybe they don't know how kabisa.
Or they don't know how to even express it.
Yes, or they don't know such exists.
Yeah, so the only solution is going to the status.
Then you're like, let me tell you people, me, I don't understand how I'll read something like it's talking so negatively of a situation, repost it in my status, claim I'm not related to it,
and still be comfortable.
Walking
for 24
around.
hours.
Yes.
And when someone asks you what you've posted, you become uncomfortable.
Yeah. Then you're like, you're starting a case with them. Kwani siku hizi status zangu si zangu? Si uni mute.
That's how you keep quiet and they won't share. They'll
You start minding your own business.
But you're like, at the back of the mind, you, my guy, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
But since you're not accepting, I can't do much. Do much. So there are causes of depression, loneliness, stress, abusive relationships, unemployment, overthinking. Overdoing things. Like, I think everything done in an overly manner will lead to depression. When you
can I give you an example?
Yes.
There was this woman, I think she was speaking to young people, youths, and she was giving her experience about how the son committed suicide. That was so emotional.
Very emotional. Yeah.
You watched it?
It was she was talking on a conference. Something.
Yeah, there's a conference about youth. And then this is what she said. Nothing that happens under the sun is new. Just share it. Just talk about it. It was so emotional until I asked myself, if I was the one wearing the same shoe, how would I feel?
So the son committed suicide?
The son committed suicide.
Because they are yet to know, they don't know.
Yeah, they didn't know. Okay, the mother.
I think the mother said, like, after the boy completed the Form 4 exam and he failed. And since then, huyo boy alianza kuwa low. Something was happening. Alikuwa anakaa kwa room yake, like, alikuwa anashinda huko peke yake. And just from nowhere, like, alikuwa na some siblings wako nje wanacheza kwa veranda, then watu wao wanaenda kwa madhana
anamwambia mom anacheza game mbaya. The mom is like, okay, these are kids, and then she's dismissing them. This is also a message to the parents, by the way. You have sons, you have daughters out here, check up on them, just talk to them, be free with them. Some of us want to naogopa, but we want to talk to you.
Yeah, we want to talk to you. Yeah, and about talking, humans are social creatures, and communication is the foundation of our culture. But in an age where everybody has learned how to talk, we have forgotten how to have a conversation. Maybe it's about time we
sit down, we start reasoning,
or setting aside our differences, like talk, manze, share out, because this thing it's real, it's very real, and it's inaumiza watu. Na wasemi.
And the same way you've said there's nothing new under the sun. So it means our parents or people who are older than us have seen these things.
Or they've experienced them at first hand.
Then there's this thing of, I've experienced a situation. Maybe I was lucky enough. I got out of it. If I talk about it, then there's somebody somewhere who's not as strong as me.
And is going through the same thing that you are.
Then I'll give them a message of hope and they will learn how to grow from it. So that is basically it. I think we should learn to talk about it, because there are several signs, by the way. I did some research on the symptoms of depression, which include a change in appetite, fatigue, loss of memory, slowed movement or speech, sleeping too much, unintentional weight loss or gain, a reduced interest in activities once enjoyed, mood swings, withdrawal.
Withdrawal symptoms.
So if we are not to take care of each other, who is to take care of us? I think we have first to know, like, how do I deal with you? Like, how do I deal with you as my close friends? How do I deal with myself? Let me tell you how I deal. Like, let us teach ourselves. Like, when I'm just seated like this with my friends, I tell them, by the way, mimi nikipatana na hii kitu, I do it like this.
I do it like this. But there's something that you said earlier, that the most solid person in your life is you.
Yes.
So until you learn to deal with yourself and then you accept it, then when you start sharing it with others, they'll now feel like,
By the way,
by
I
the
think I
way,
can
this,
be doing
yeah,
that.
this is how I can deal with this problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I think stress is not stress. Stress is just a summation of these things.
Yeah.
So the moment you combine anger, stress, anxiety, it will lead to depression. And depression will lead to suicide. And like that mom said, please talk to your guys, our parents. Listen to us.
Yeah.
Listen to us. Like, you see the tiny things people slip out of their mouths. Like, I'm just talking, then by mistake I said, let me nasikia kwenda. Like, those slight things, they matter.
Yeah. That's someone, huyo mtu anaamini hiyo kitu. But hajui anaamini.
And it's coming from the heart. Exactly. So let us learn to be solid people. Like, learn to be your own solid person. Read, by the way. Read a lot of books. Learn to talk with friends. Like, just talk. Like, kitu ukiongea kitu inatoka kwako, so inamaanisha hata kama haijapata suluhisho bado iko in a better place. Yeah, so I think that is basically it on depression, anxiety, stress, and failure, fear. Yeah, and unless you have my guys, unless you have something to add.
Okay, if I say this, I don't know how you guys are going to interpret it, but I think stress can also be used to do something positive. For example, when you're stressed about there's a cut. We know there's a cut on Friday. I'm giving a personal example. I know that next week we are going to be doing rehearsals about our play. So if I know that there is a play, instead of having that stress eating me up, I can plan for it early, I can work harder, and I can make sure that everything is in order, so that by that time, as I'm doing it, it's just a flow.
I get.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, you guys dig.
Yes. There's positive.
Yeah.
Stress,
There's a way you can have that positive. Yeah.
And that is why I was saying, like, you just learn how to manipulate situations. Choose the right or left. So right might be the positive one, left might then be negative one. So instead of making stress to give you anxiety, let stress motivate you to work hard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And as I had said earlier, we are humans and we are social creatures.
Yes.
And let me narrow down to the youth. We are close to each other. Vile mimi naongea na Baraka, the way I'm close to him, it's not the same way I am close to my parents, my mom or my dad.
Yeah.
So Baraka ananielewa. When I'm low, you know tarealiza kwanza hata kuliko paro. Mimi nakuanga close na yeye.
That is
so,
true.
Friends, ukiona best
right
yako ameanza kukua, kuna kitu tu imeanza kuchange na utafeel na una feel, do something manze.
Do something
Talk.
about it.
Help him manze.
You never know when you're stepping in.
Yeah.
You never know when you're helping somebody.
Very true. That is why I was saying, learn to speak about how you deal with yourself. You don't know if you're helping me. You might be helping me in a very big way, by the way, but you just doing you.
Yeah, you're just doing you. You're just being you.
So you guys,
and actually,
yes,
the one thing to note is that we are all tested, but it is in our response that we know who we are and who is willing to stand by us in our darkest hour.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let us be strong. Let us be strong. Hizi vitu azizitumalize. That's why we are talking it, sharing out, msikie.
Okay, if I was to conclude, I'd say that there is no paradise without going through hell. We are all humans. We will go through a hard point or a hard time at some point. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah, we'll go through a hard time at some point. But ukisha pita hapo, you're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to be happy.
Very true.
Release that stress. Just
be free.
Be free. If you get a chance or an opportunity to do something, release it. Watch and do a lot of exercises, share with people, engage in a lot of activities that keep you active. You know, these things are very important.
Then there's this song. I'm not sure. I'm not a good singer. I even call myself a songer.
Yes, songer.
You know, a songer, it means it's not that you sing. Yeah. A singer sings. Yes, but I am a songer.
You're a
but you also sing.
maybe I am a songer. it goes like this. I think you guys know it. If you know it, please help
Yeah,
me.
we love
So,
it.
song us.
Yes,
Sijui
song
kama niko na tune ya kuimba.
They-
Let's see.
Ati, I don't know. Happy because they hating anyway. Do what
Makes you happy. Do what makes you smile. Everybody's judging anyway. We're only here for a while.
Thank you
Songa.
guys.
You're a singer with this song.
I'm a
You're
singer.
a singer.
But thank you guys for
Yeah.
gracing this podcast to the presence.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to It Pricked, It's a Rose. And our listeners, until next episode, this has been Baraka, Cheptile, and I use truly Doris Onyaga. Until next time, what do we say?
We love you guys.
Kwenda tupatane.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye. Wisdom.
I said, dandelion, dandelion, that one's so pretty. I said, dandelion, dandelion, that one's so pretty. She said,